Hey everyone, Tim here. Just coming back with another video with the job action reveal trailer, just kind of breaking down each of the role actions and just kind of going over my thoughts and just overall opinions on how I feel the direction of each of these roles have gone. We've already done everybody except for the melee DPS. So we're going to go ahead and break down each of the melee DPS, just thoughts that I felt about each one, and just see where they went with their new abilities. Just kind of break things down as I see them too. So again, I apologize in advance. This video is just going to be kind of just me talking over the video. So it's going to be pretty loosely edited, and it's going to be a lot of missteps here and there. So, but I wanted to make sure we got this out. It was a long night last night, so that's kind of why I'm not taking the extra time to do a really thorough breakdown of everything here. Plus, everything here is subject to change, so there's really no reason to break everything down in that regard. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start the video, and we'll talk about the Dragoon. Now, Dragoon, I thought Dragoon's currently in Shadowbringers is in a really good place. I don't really think there's too much they can really change or add to it. The one thing that they did do here was in their AoE combo that they're playing right now. They do get a new ability here after they do their abilities. But one thing I do really like that they have done is Blood of the Dragon is now a trait, and their AoE does refresh their disembowel damage buff, their self damage buff, which is fantastic. It makes it so it's just not as awkward to have to do a single target rotation, get your damage buff up, and then do your AoE thing until you have to then redo it again to get your damage buff. So I do really like that in that regards. And then the fact that they made Blood of the Dragon just baseline a trait, you don't have to worry about maintaining it, is kind of nice. Also, they did add a couple new abilities or new like animations from what I can see. This is like one of your rotations, then you get looks like your last one, you get a new ability there. Then you have your normal Fang and Claw and Wheel of Fate, I believe I can't remember what these abilities are called. But they have two new ones. They got one there, and then the other one that we just saw, and it looks like it's kind of like the same with the Raiden Thrust. When you perform your abilities correctly in the right position, you'll get rewarded by doing that. They did also mention that Spine Shatter Dive does have 2 charges now. So that's kind of nice. And then it looks like after you use it, you get like 2 stacks of that. Or no, the stacks actually come from something else. It looks like the stacks come from successful executions of your abilities. Let me see where they get that second one here. Yeah, when they did Raiden Thruster, they got that second one there. So it looks like they got the other one from the AoE rotation. So it looks like every time you use Raiden Thrust, you're going to get a stack of this scale, what it looks like, which will then allow you to use the new ability where it takes the 2 like dragon heads and they just spiral out into doing like an AoE attack, which is kind of nice. Overall, I think this doesn't really have too much that they've changed to it. I think it just rewards gameplay for being in the right position for melee combos. Some of these new abilities look really fantastic. I really don't have too much negativity to say on this one. I was kind of hoping in my other predictions, I was hoping that the dragon would have like a new ability where they would summon or have like a pet dragon come out for a while and do some damage with them in that regard. Just kind of be like a big burst window. I thought it was kind of interesting for that, but you know, this is also pretty good. I don't really have anything negative to say, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go on to the next melee job. I believe the next melee job on this list is going to be the Samurai. Let's see here. See if I can find it. Nope. Alright, where is it at? Yeah, it's a Samurai. Alright, Samurai. Sorry about that. Alright, so Samurai is going to be the next job on the list here for us. Samurai is definitely supposed to be the easy one to jump into for melee DPS, like for new players. And it is the pure selfish DPS. No party buffs whatsoever here. They did mention that their AoEs now give the effects of their normal single target, so the damage up and the weapon skill recast, they're going to get that as well, kind of like the Dragoon. So that's kind of nice. They did look like an AoE ice effect there too, so you can then do get all 3 of your sigils to do whatever you wanted to do with that. Then they do have the 2 Midoriya thing that they do. This looks like an AoE of the single target ability that they do get, so again, I'm sorry for not knowing all these abilities, especially Samurai, because they're really hard to pronounce. Then they get this new, like, what looks to be like an empowered Midori. This is awesome. Like, this actually looks like in the Shadowbringers trailer when the Warrior of Light was, or Darkness in that case, was fighting the giant Sin Eater. this looks really cool. So really they didn't really change too much on this one. One thing I am concerned is still that button bloat that Samurai does have. They do have quite a bit of abilities that they do already have to manage. But I think overall, I think they kept majority of this the same. And just kind of added a couple new empowerment abilities. And just kind of left it at that. So, oh, it's the meditation stacks. When you get your meditation stacks, you do this. That's what they had, a single target meditation. Now they have a AoE looks like meditation as well. So, again, looks pretty good. I don't really have too much to add here because this is not one that I play quite often. But I think overall my impressions are just this ability right here just does it for me. I don't really have anything else to add to the Samurai there. So let me go ahead and go to the next one, which is going to be the Ninja. Now, Ninja, they did say a couple different things about the Ninja, saying that they would have abilities tied to Huiton, Suiton, and Doton, which, looking at it right there at the beginning of this one, he does an attack that gives them a full Huiton gauge, which is interesting. That's Tenchi Jin, that still does the same. I'm not really sure what they mean by the abilities for that, but I kind of like the fact that they can just, instead of having to pre-do Tenchi Jin to get whatever their Huiton up, they can do an attack to just kind of bring it back to just get right in the action. It's kind of nice there. They also didn't really change too much on this. I think majority of this is going to be pretty much the same. They do have Bunshin still the same. They have the ability to that was just their normal jump back. But then they have this new tornado like attack, and then they have this new ability they do. See, they did Raiton, and then they just dashed and immediately did an attack, and then another attack. So they just kind of look like they're giving them a little bit more versatility to be able to like do certain things. So I can easily see like in openers for ninjas now, when they start at the beginning of a fight, they do a Raiton right off the bat, and then they just jump. Then they can jump straight in to start being in melee range immediately and start doing their stuff. So really interesting to see. Again, I'm not the big ninja player, so I don't really know too much here, and I'm not sure if I missed anything. They did mention that the dot was removed from it from the job, so that's definitely something that ninjas won't have to worry about too much more. So I think they just kind of added a couple new abilities, kind of did some QL from what it sounds like, and left the majority of it the same, which I think Ninja in Shadowbringers, from what I've heard, has been pretty good. I have no complaints on it, but again, I don't really play this job too much, so it's really hard to say. But I do like some of the spell effects, as well as some of the adjustments that looks like they have made. So let's go ahead and move on to the next melee DPS, which is the Monk. And I actually really like the way they did the Monk. This looks like a mini rework for me that they've kind of done here. So one thing that they did get that I'm going to show immediately is this little rush animation, which I'm going to be honest, guys, it's instant transmission. That's what I'm going to call it, and that's just how it's going to be. It's just an instant transmission, which is awesome. But while I've been saying about instant transmission, they've been stacking up these attacks here at the bottom there with the gauge. The gauge did change a little bit, and it looks like when they do each of their weapon skills, they get some kind of looks like a fighting like stance of some sort or something built up, which then they can then use when they get 3 to give them an attack. So that's kind of cool. And then if you look closely at the bottom here, they have this yin yang thing that they were talking about in the live letter, and it looks like when they do some attacks that get either one side or the other. It's kind of like almost like black and white magic from like Red Mage, but it's just this yin yang like balance thing that they're going to be balancing, which works into their perfect balance. And then they call this the other ability Masterful Blitz. I don't know exactly every detail about that, but what I do know is that when they do get these abilities, when they get one side of it, they get an ability. When they get another side, they get an ability, and then they can then use that to then do an epic attack after they get both yin and yang to be in this perfect balance like mode. Like he's gonna get the purple part of it here, and then do this crazy single target multiple hit attack, which looks fantastic. I really do like what they've done with the Monk here. Like I said, it's like a mini rework, and it does kind of give me a little bit more hope that they have some more things that they can do down the road. This gives them there's still fast gameplay, even though that they've removed the Grease Lightning trait out of the game, and it's still, but the job still looks like fast paced. They did also mention that with this change, that 2 of their weapon skills do now no longer require positional. which is kind of nice. It just kind of makes things so that they don't have to be doing too many crazy things as well. So this is, I think overall this is a good spot for Monk, and they can definitely make it, they can definitely update it down the road. So let me go and skip to the next one. I don't have anything else more to say about the Monk. Let's go ahead and talk about the Reaper, the newest addition to the newest addition to the melee DPS. Now, I don't know everything here in that regards. I don't really know like the ability names and whatnot. So it's really hard to say. So just gonna talk about what I see in regards to the gameplay and what we saw. This is leaning more toward a selfish DPS. They do have one party buff that they did mention that they will get, which is, we'll see in a minute here, where he's siphoning some, like, looks like some soul energy of some sort from the bard here in a second. I don't know if that is a single target just because there's one there, or if it's gonna be a party for everybody in the vicinity. They can take the energy. As you can see, just got something there. But I think overall, like, the abilities here, they look so clean and so sharp. They did mention that I believe they said that the Reaper doesn't have as many positionals as well. So I feel like this is going to be in the lines of kind of like the Samurai, where it's not going to be as complicated because there's already so much to go around. I did also believe that they mentioned that your avatar does have some positionals, so that's going to be a little bit interesting to balance. So, but overall, it looks like, basically looking at the gauge here, you're going to build up your gauge to get into this phase where you are empowered by your avatar. He will then kind of like not necessarily take over you, but like you'll be one and the same. And you have 5 charges here, as you can see. When he combines together, you have 5 different little like soulish like blue icons, and you got like 30 seconds to execute them. This is kind of like what we were talking about when I was talking about in a previous video, where they were going to take a lot of the things and make it where instead of you having to squeeze thing into a small window, you get a time frame to execute a certain amount of abilities. This is fantastic that they're actually doing this, because it helps with high ping players, and the fact that they're doing that is, in my opinion, is really good. And it does look like, from when we were watching the live letter, when we saw the live gameplay on this, you can get in and out of this phase pretty quickly. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be like a 60-second or like a minute, 2 minute, or yeah, like minute, 2 minute thing that you can only do every so often. So definitely like that part of it. It does seem like you're just gonna be building up and going build and spend as fast as you can. They do have this like void gate ability that they can use as a teleport, which is actually pretty cool. Basically, you would place that down and it'll remain there for a certain time. You can recast it to go straight back there. So, but overall, I think the animations for this are pretty cool. I think the only thing we're just gonna have to do is really wait for the Media Tour people to play it and kind of give us some more information on how things will really work with it. But aesthetically, the animations look super nice. It looks super crisp and clean, and it looks like this is gonna definitely be a job that a lot of people are gonna be picking up and playing. So I definitely look forward to trying it out myself. I will obviously get every job to max level, as I've always done. But this one just looks like a ton of fun. This one looks like it may actually take the melee role spot that I like, the job that I prefer to play over the Monk that I've used in the past. So, but yeah, other than that, I think that covers all the jobs there for me. So again, I know all these videos that I've been posting out have been kind of rough. There's not been like really like a lot of thought and explanation on it, but I just kind of want to give like my initial thoughts out on how I felt about last night's live letter reveal with the job actions. In that regards, overall, I think there's a lot of jobs that got some positives. There are some jobs I definitely believe there needs some works, but I think overall, I think majority of it was taking their formula, was taking what was Shadowbringers and building on that formula. And I think they did a fantastic job. We'll see what happens over the next couple months. The next live letter isn't until November the 5th, so we have a ways to go. That'll give us some more information about like crafting jobs and whatnot, as well as some other things. So we only got a couple more months to wait. Basically 2 more months, and then we'll have Endwalker, and I can't wait for that. But anyway, if you like this video, leave a like. If you have any comments on the melee jobs, let me know what you think about the melee jobs or in any of the other videos. If you want to check those are all on my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Definitely appreciate that. And share this around. But yeah, definitely let me know what y'all think about not only this video but other videos that I've done. regarding the job actions and whatnot. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and head off for now, and I'll see everybody in the next video. And until then, take care.